Every spring, herring gulls form pairs and return to this island off the coast of Massachusetts. Here they occupy territories, mate, and raise their young. Seals often drop bits of food, which the gulls pick up. This black-backed gull, a close relative of the herring gull, is also looking for something to eat. Although a colony is a scene of intense activity, there are always many gulls standing around doing nothing. Though it's not difficult for a gull, it is difficult for us to tell the difference between males and females. The male is on the right. He is slightly larger than the female, and his head is a bit longer and flatter. This bird giving a long call is telling others that he has no intention of moving from his present perch. Each pair defends its territory against other birds. The male nearest us is threatening another gull by standing stiffly with his neck stretched and rigid, his wings slightly lifted. These two gulls are at the edge of their territory. They are highly aggressive, but vigorously pull grass instead of pecking each other. Sometimes, though not very often, these threats abruptly turn into a real fight. This male pulls another into his territory. The bird that is being dragged flees as soon as he gets free. Notice that the first bird loses his nerve as he nears the edge of his own territory. The male on the right doesn't know what to do. He is caught between conflicting urges. He makes the very human gesture of looking down at his feet. The female begins to head toss, while the male walks to the territorial boundary to pull at sticks. As the female's head tossing increases, the male begins to toss his head also. At the same time, his neck thickens. The swollen neck indicates that he may regurgitate food for her. This is part of courtship behavior. When the neck is very swollen, it's a sign that he will shortly mount her. As they mate, the female continues to toss her head and touch the neck of her partner. The gull's nest-building urge is not very strong at first. They carry nesting material around, but don't seem to know what to do with it. When the urge reaches its peak, a nest is built and 3 eggs are laid. Both the male and female incubate them. At the end of about 24 days, the parent hears a peeping noise from inside the egg. At the same time, the unhatched chick begins to crack the shell with its egg tooth that's part of its beak. Covered only with down, a 3-day-old chick preens just as its parents do. Hungry chicks peck at the red patch on their parent's beak. The adult responds by regurgitating some food. If the food's not eaten immediately, the parent will swallow it again. This adult is unaware that it's stepping on its offspring. Chicks very quickly learn to know the edge of their territory and do a great deal of exploring. If they wander outside its boundaries, they'll be attacked by other gulls. This slightly older chick is able to balance itself while scratching, but unlike its parents, not while stretching. These 3 chicks are the offspring of one set of parents. During the month and a half they've survived, many others have died. The chick begs energetically as it meets its parent, but apparently it's not hungry after all. The adult eats the food its chick refused. Wings drooping, this bird is weak from hunger. It has not been fed by its parents for some time. Neglected in this way, it will die. 6 weeks old and almost the size of their parents, the young hunch themselves when adults are nearby. If they stretch to full size, the adults might consider them a threat and attack. While they make awkward attempts to fly, older chicks grab and hold sticks in their beaks as if to play. No one really knows why they do this. At about the age of 2 months, the young can really fly. They are then able to go wherever they please in search of food and a safe resting place. Later, as they become independent, they leave the island.